This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on this Friday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. It is Friday, July 15th.
Well, Director of Planning for Nye County, Brent Wagner, says that their office has been swamped with calls from concerned property owners who say that they received a notice in the mail stating that they must clear their property of weeds or be fined by Nye County code compliance.
Over the last week, we've gotten several calls from residents or absentee residents from Nye County with property here in Brump that have been receiving letters with a code compliance letterhead to them. They are generally for vacant properties around town. They are basically saying that they are in violation with overgrown weeds and vegetation, and that they could be facing some fines and citations if it's not taken care of. Apparently, we learned yesterday that several, if not all of these folks that are receiving these letters have also been receiving solicitations from people wanting to purchase their property almost on a daily basis. Some of them have actually mentioned. So it appears that possibly whoever's involved in doing that could be sending these letters out trying to intimidate people and scare people into selling their property. We have actually gotten calls from some of the realtors here in town asking about this, asking what the implications are with the code violation on the property, if it impedes the sale of the property at any kind. But apparently a lot of these people, because they are absentee owners, they don't even live here. Vacant property around here was purchased years and years ago by folks that don't live here. So yes, the realtors have indicated that they are trying to sell their properties because they don't want to mess with the expense and stuff of trying to clean it up, because most of them are out in the desert, and it's been multiple calls now every day this week, starting on Monday. I'm going to say there's probably been an average of 30 calls a day. The first one, we didn't realize how big of an issue this actually was. Not knowing how many letters had gone out from this erroneous person. And we've since then now learned that there are several letters that have went out. You know, again, just learned a lot more information yesterday as far as what the possible scam could be. And we are going to inform all of the realtors that, you know, if they do receive calls like this, to not only let people know that they need to verify whether or not it's an official letter with the planning department and code compliance, but also to try to get information on what exactly they've received. Right now I'm trying to obtain a letter actually from one of the solicitors trying to get them to sell their property, so we can start trying to pin down who this is that's doing this. When somebody does call about receiving one of these letters, we're asking them not only where did you receive the letter, but what property does it have to do with, and then also have you received any letters asking, you know, soliciting a sale on your property. Oh. And we did have one yesterday that is supposed to be sending us that paperwork, so hopefully we'll have it by Monday. We did talk with the Postal Service, and they are being sent bulk mail, so somebody would have had to walk into a post office somewhere and hand these letters over. I mean, there's so many. I mean, it had to have been boxes of letters, and they are in the process of trying to track down which post office they came from and who paid for them. I would definitely encourage that they do contact planning and code compliance to first validate whether or not the letter is a fake letter, and then also at that point we will either turn the information over to the Sheriff's Department and Postal Service, or they are welcome to contact them themselves as well. Huh? But my main thing is I know it's got a lot of people worried that, you know, they're facing possible fines, and I'm trying to get that under, taken care of, so they aren't in a panic. 775-751-4249 will reach one of our secretaries here in this office. We are open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can stop at our office. We're located at 250 North Highway 160, Suite 100.
And Tuesday's large animal ordinance attracted even a larger crowd than the week before's backyard chicken ordinance that was on the Regional Planning Commission's agenda. The room was packed to let the RPC know how they feel about their fowl.
So what this bill draft you've got before you does is we have actually written in provisions to actually allow chickens where chickens today are not allowed at all. We did a lot of research through other municipalities trying to find, pick and choose pieces that we felt would fit in this community, because not everybody wants chickens next door. So we've tried to come up with a draft that would allow chickens with some guidelines that hopefully everybody would be amicable with. In our VR20 code, which this draft only applies to VR20. It does not apply to VR10, VR8, RH, REs, where REs and RH properties today, livestock, everything's allowed. We added line number 4, chicken coops shall be constructed 10 feet from all rear side property lines. So that's just a minimum setback we had suggested. Keeping of chickens under the following conditions: the keeping of chickens for subsistence farming or pets shall be restricted to lots that are a minimum lot size of 20,000 gross square feet in size. Again, VR20 is half acres or larger. They're 0.46 net, typically, because of the street right-of-ways and stuff, and easements that come along with them. That's why we wrote it at 20,000 square feet gross, because that is where they started at. Population control is a concern on these smaller lots. And again, we're trying to come up with a code amendment that's amicable for everybody. So that is where the no roosters has come in. Also, there is places that do some of the codes that we did review where they allow roosters, but they require that their vocal cords are clipped or whatever. And, I'm not a proponent of that.
All right, with that, I'm going to open public comment. Remember to state your name and spell your name for the record, and you will have 3 minutes.
I understand regarding the fact that the V20 into that, but wouldn't that also sit there and go towards the HOA? Regarding the fact of they're putting their limitations instead of bringing it here? That should be going to the HOA, because I know I used to be a member of an HOA.
We can't tell the future, but it looks like food shortages are coming. And I would like to see leadership in rural communities go the other way and work towards nullifying any laws that prohibit the growing and selling of food locally. Everyone should plant a garden. Everyone should get chickens. In 6 months, a rooster crowing at your next door neighbor's house may be the best sound you ever heard.
So err on the side of allowing people to eat, and also private property. I came here for the freedom, not to come here to this meeting and have a limit of 10 chickens on a half acre. In Clark County, if you have a half acre, you could have however many chickens you want. I mean, what's the arbitrary 10 and no roosters? I don't understand that.
Well, the large animal ordinance is actually coming up this next Tuesday at the BOCC. If anybody's interested in crying foul or calling a foul play.
You're funny.
We'll be back in just a minute.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Lewis and his girlfriend have been through some stuff lately. They faced a structure fire and he was the victim of a hit and run driver in just a few weeks apart. We caught up with the Prump resident who is hoping to find the person who fled the crash site on Wilson Road and left him with major injuries.
July 5th, or approximately 9 p.m. I always take my routine joggings because it was the heat and all that, so I usually jog around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. So I was running, I run through Big 5 and I hit Lola Wilson, and I was almost going to my yard when I was struck by a drunk driver. That's what everybody says, but I was struck by a vehicle coming behind me. They had to rush me to the car and take me to Desert View Hospital where I was having bad seizures, and they had to put me down to sleep, where I was flown to Flight for Life to UMC Trauma, to where they found some injuries in the brain, where I have a dead blood vessel in my brain. I have fractured ribs and I have a fractured hip, and pretty much all of it just pretty much bruised. Drunk driver still on the loose. We can't find the person who hit me. They said they were gonna try to investigate, try to find witnesses, trying to find people who were nearby and saw what kind of vehicle was hit. But a lot of witnesses saying where it was a Ford Expedition with a front cracked windshield, and that's where mostly the whole community was targeting to. The next day of my hit, my girlfriend actually saw the Expedition drive and pull over where I was hit, and that's where she questioned the guy about what happened to your windshield, and the guy didn't want to respond about the windshield. She questioned the guy about that you hit my boyfriend, he took off. And my girlfriend also said he was really under the influence, smelled a lot like liquor. And the landlord right here, he almost took the landlord out right here, and that's when the landlord around this trailer park actually caught the license plate number and gave it to us. Because we've been known from a lot of people saying that he's been driving really erratically around Pahrump, drunk driving and swerving around, and he's mostly driving by Wilson or always hangs around in the Petrex Park and right where all the homelesses are. One side of my house caught on fire one time where we were just in bed and we started smelling smoke, and my girlfriend actually opens the bathroom door and sees all the smoke. So we come running out, and the side of my house actually caught on fire from dry weeds and burnt tires. By the cause of it was someone was walking by with a cigarette butt. So far the repairments are going really good. Landlord's actually fixing it pretty fast. He's repaired some water heaters on it, and he's repaired the wall. Just the only thing that damaged the most is inside the bathroom, on the ceiling and on the floor, where the firefighters had to make sure the fire was off of it. Yes, he was ticketed and found and kicked out of the trailer park. You can message me, but if it's just any questions or something like that, just message me through my phone number at 775-537-3620.
And Henderson will be the new home of the Ignites NBA team. The team is moving into the state-of-the-art Dollar Loan Center facility.
We are extremely excited to be here at the beautiful Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada, for a very, very special announcement that Bojo mentioned. On behalf of the Foley Entertainment Group, the Vegas Golden Knights, the NBA G League, I want to officially welcome the G League Ignite franchise permanently to the city of Henderson. When we launched this building, going back to March of this year, one of the key things we talked about was what would be most important to us as an organization. Henderson, families, and sports. And so I'm extremely proud to welcome the Ignite franchise along with the Henderson Silver Knights, our Nighthawks Indoor Football League team, and now to have the Ignite franchise here in Henderson. It really is amazing. The season will start in November. That's this November, and it'll run through March. They'll play 50 games, so we'll have 25 home games here at the Dollar Loan Center. And we're extremely excited to get this going. We're going to have a major campaign to launch deposits. So if you want to get a great seat right on the floor for one of the most unique experiences and best sports experiences, we're going to have an opportunity for you. All you need to do is go to thedollarloancenter.com. So again, on behalf of the entire Foley Entertainment Group, Sharif, thank you. Mayor, thank you for everything that you've done. And let's get this party started. Go Ignite. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure it is to be here with all of you today and to celebrate the Ignite joining our community. We couldn't be more thrilled. This is really another game changer, and we've done some pretty remarkable things. As you look around this room and you see a beautiful facility, we're grateful to the Knights organization for working with us to partner to build this wonderful facility. So Carrie and Bill, thank you very much. This is a remarkable place to live, work, and play, and we know that you and your players are going to love this community where we enjoy a quality of life, the second safest community in America, and so many wonderful opportunities to enjoy and celebrate here. So we welcome you to our community. We couldn't be more thrilled to have the Ignite organization and the G League be a part of the city of Henderson. Welcome and thank you very much.
But really having G League Team Ignite have a home, be a part of the community here in Henderson, and then the opportunity to bring NBA G League basketball to Henderson and to the Valley on a more consistent basis.
Well, it's a brand new market of basketball, and anytime you have that, that's going to always bring excitement. And so we're partnering with the city of Henderson. And we're just looking forward to this long, healthy relationship, and you know, this city get a chance to see some up-and-coming NBA stars. So I think that'll be exciting for both parties.
And we'll be back with more News 25 right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
All right, we're going to go to your health segment with Cleveland Clinic.
It's heart-wrenching when this happens because this is the intent is just not. It's usually it's a tired, exhausted parent or a grandparent juggling 17 things, and this is the most horrible feeling to come to terms to. So yes, it's so important to remember, and one would think, how does that happen? But it happens.
Dr. Puva Grover says there are so many different scenarios where a parent or caregiver could forget a child in the back seat. For example, maybe they aren't normally the one who takes the child to daycare and went straight to work instead. And it's not just outside temperatures that are the concern. Even on a 70-degree day, the inside of a car can reach more than 115 degrees. To help prevent such a tragic accident, she recommends leaving something like your purse, shoe, or cell phone in the back seat. She knows it seems strange, but if it's something you immediately need when you get out of your vehicle, you will be more inclined to not forget.
And more importantly, as a bystander, if you see something, do not hesitate to be polite, to be, none of my business. You can save a life. So call the police, call whoever you need to get these kids out as soon as you can, and then take them to the appropriate medical facility if exhaustion or fatigue has set in.
All right, we're going to check in with Never Forgotten as we meet Peaches with Deanna.
I'm here at Never Forgotten Animal Society, and we are joined today with Peaches. Peaches is a very, very energetic pit bull. She is a beautiful doggie. Her ears are unfortunately cropped, and she does have a little bit of a little scar right here on her back. We think that she's been in a tough situation. She was brought over to Desert Haven and subsequently transferred over here to Never Forgotten Animal Society. Peaches is very loving and very affectionate little girl, and she is ready to go home right now. And the thing is that she has to be in a home of her own with no other animals. She gets along with people just fine, but she really, really prefers to be the only animal in the house. You can stop by at 520 East Street at Never Forgotten Animal Society or give them a call at 775-537-8674.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Lots of clouds. I heard that northern Nevada had some things going on. We're still checking with the National Weather Service on that. Possible tornado action, but
we'll see. A little precip in the forecast. I have a couple of raindrops on my windshield, but otherwise windy.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, and hooray, we made it to Friday. How about that? Looking at this weekend, it's going to be wonderful. I'll tell you about that here in a second, but here's the weather scores for today. Up in Fernley and Fallon, 100 degrees, 101 out in Fallon. Carson City saw 95, so did Tonopah. They're tied. 94 was the ring-ding winner for the Cool Spot Award. Today, going to Goldfield. Congratulations. 101 degrees out in Beatty. Hot spot was Ambergris at 105 degrees, and Vegas close behind at 101. Death Valley took care of it all and said, no, let's just add 15 degrees. But 115 degrees in Death Valley? How do you all do that? Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, 98 degrees. That's our current temperature. That seems about perfect. 101 just a little bit earlier. Humidity at 20%. Now, it's starting to get a little bit swampy out there, and those clouds are coming on. We saw the sun rose this morning through some cloud cover at 5:38. We'll see the sunset at 8:01 through some cloud cover. Oh, won't that be special? Beautiful colors. Low tonight of about 82 degrees. Winds whispering gently to us at 9 miles per hour out of the east and southeast as we head into the weekend, and we see nothing but heat. Look at this, 108 degrees for the next Friday, Saturday. That's about where it tops off for this week. Winds staying steady about 12 miles per hour throughout the week. Clouds are coming and going, but yeah, looks like the temperatures will back off a little bit Monday, Tuesday, but you're looking at 105, 106 degree average for the rest of the week. Just kind of make plans for carrying lots of cold water, enjoying some iced tea out on the veranda. You know how you do. Keep yourself cool, Nevada, all right? And enjoy the weekend. We'll see you on the other side. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. Well, you know, we did get some pictures. Megan Cantrell sent us some pictures, and that's 40 miles north of Tonopah off U.S. Highway 95. We are checking with the National Weather Service. We have contacted them to ask about this because she said it came down from the clouds and lasted about 10 minutes. If you want to see more of those, of course, we post them on our Facebook page. And PDOP and, of course, the Positive Pahrump, and along with the Nye County Sheriff's Office, is having a toy drive. That is Saturday, tomorrow, at Walmart. It's going to be from 8 until 12:30, and from 12:31, they're going to be giving out these back-to-school supplies. So you need to come to Walmart between 12:31 if you want to pick up some supplies. Of course, drop off as much as you can, 8 to 12:30. And the movies, what's playing this weekend?
That's right. We got the movies, free movies in the park. That's happening at Ian Deutsch Memorial. That's Saturday evening, right at dusk. And it's Rufus, right? That's our one they have coming up this weekend. And then we've got only 3 more weeks left of movies.
They have one more theater camp show, and that's going to be happening on Saturday night. And so we wanted to let everybody know all about that. July 16th at 6 p.m. It's going to be happening at Nye Communities Coalition, 1020 East Wilson, here in Pahrump. It is free. Stop on by. Thanks to the Pahrump Arts Council and, of course, Oliver Jones for putting that on. Well, we hope you guys have a nice weekend and stay safe out there. And we'll be posting anything from the National Weather Service on that sighting. And we'll see you back here on Monday. Good night.